Hello and welcome back to the Conquering Codependency mini course, lesson 4, called Finding Your Personal Space. Last time, we discussed characteristics of healthy relationships. Remember, a healthy relationship involves both you and me having our own separate identities, with trust, intimacy, and an equal stake in the relationship. This part of the course will touch a little deeper on establishing and protecting personal space. Boundaries and space can be different for different types of relationships, and you should determine what's appropriate for each of your relationships. So let's get started. Fortunately, by listening to ourselves and being mindful, our bodies and emotions will actually help us establish these boundaries. That's why we started in lesson 1 with the exercise of writing down our honest feelings 3 times a day. And if you haven't done this faithfully, don't worry. You can start doing it at any time. We just want to get you used to being in touch with yourself and how you feel. So pay close attention to how your body and feelings respond in certain situations. Keep in mind that getting in touch with yourself may require you, and probably will require you, to alter your existing boundaries. So let's try this exercise. Stand up and put your arms out to the side. Spin around and make an imaginary circle. Let's look at this circle you just created. This is your personal space. Now, make a list of all the things you'd like to keep inside and outside of this circle. Draw a picture like this if need be, and be very clear on your wants and needs, and put them in their rightful place in your life. You may also want to check out our podcast episode 3, where we interview a mental health professional all about setting boundaries. You can find it at codependencynomore.com/session3. There's also a link to it right below this video. Now, when it comes to sharing your feelings, you may need to change your thought process and habits to be a little more clear and assertive. So start your statements with, "I feel," instead of, "You make me feel." No one in the world has the power to control your emotions. They are yours and only yours. You'll begin to feel empowered when you own your own thoughts and feelings. So practice being decisive. Make a decision and stick to it. Allow other people to respond or react however they will. It's their problem if they like or dislike a situation. Practice detaching your emotion from their response. I personally had a revelation about this after reading New York Times bestseller The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Specifically, the second agreement we should all make with ourselves is not to take anything personally. Ruiz writes, "Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering." This advice helped me have a ton of confidence in detaching myself from how other people react to me. It was extremely liberating for me. Moving on, it may sound basic, but make sure you're able to talk and listen in the right proportions. If you don't communicate clearly, others won't get a clear picture of what you're trying to say. Be respectful when communicating, and be open and willing to negotiate and compromise. It may be hard, but practice not offering your advice unless someone asks for it, as this may be crossing one of their personal boundaries. All in all, let's start to establish our own personal space and work on our communication style. In the next lesson, we'll be discussing breaking the habit of codependency. We're glad you could join us for this lesson, and we look forward to seeing you bright and early tomorrow morning.